Okay, my typical breakfast, a keto bread, 2 or 3 eggs, a little avocado, 3 pieces of Canadian bacon and some berries. Lunch, I've got some green beans and some salmon here, and I have topped it with a little bit of this garlic mayonnaise, which is absolutely amazing. I found it at TJ Maxx. And then for snack, I had some of my low-carb pumpkin pudding. I'll put the link below in case you want to make it. You make it in a crock pot. All right, later that evening for a snack, I had a Lakanto low-carb pancake and just 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk. And while I did this, I had put together some, 0 Point chicken and vegetable chicken soup here. And I used canned chicken, which I rinsed very well before I added it to this. And then I got 30 minutes of movement in on the treadmill this day. Next morning, I had the same breakfast, except I ran out of the inked keto bread. So I made a mug muffin, which was low carb, made from almond meal. And I will put that link below. It's a very quick little bread. You make it in the microwave. And I use some of this sugar-free jam that I love so much from Health Smart. And then I took the kids to Firehouse Subs for lunch, and I got a child size chicken sandwich, but I brought my own low carb bun to switch the bread out, and so I had it with that. I had half of the bag of the sour cream and onion chips, and that was lunch. Later I had a drumstick. It was baked in the oven. Now, I went to Sam's Club and I found a few things I wanted to share with you. This riced cauliflower medley is so amazing. It's fall flavors, black rice, pomegranate glaze. It's got cauliflower, green beans, butternut squash, sweet potatoes, and cranberries. And it's not as bad on carbs as you would think. And it has a lot of fiber, and it was one point on Weight Watchers diabetic plan. And then I found this. This is 7 points for one of these keto waffle sandwiches. I thought I would try some of these in the morning because Honey runs in and out without breakfast sometimes, and I don't want him doing that. So I thought maybe he could just pop one of these in the microwave and take it out with him so he's not hungry. And also this as well, this breakfast in an egg wrap. These are 5 points per each serving, and this is made with pork sausage, black beans, potatoes, and cheddar cheese. And so I thought, well, I'll try this. And I know we need to watch the sodium on these 2 items because that can really add up. But once in a while, I thought, maybe it'd be better than walking out the door with nothing. Okay, I wanted to show you these. I found these at Sprouts, Catalina Crunch. These are keto-friendly cookies. My dad used to buy us these and the chocolate ones when I was a kid. Not these, but the real stuff. And these ones, they're so good. I mean, they're not as sweet, but they sure do bring back some memories. And they're definitely worth it, maybe to have 1 or 2 once in a while. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning, and it is about time that I checked in here. Okay, so what has happened for like the last 3 weeks? Well, we've had 2 birthdays. Our middle child turned 12, and my honey turned 56 like me. So now we're the same age, and he can stop making those comments about how he married an older woman until my next birthday in July. So very happy birthday to him. He turned that on the 9th of this month. So now what Honey did was choose cupcakes for his birthday to keep the cakeage down in our house this month. And then of course our 12-year-old, he chooses the same cake every year. He likes it to be decorated with whipped cream and the Hulk smash fist. And so he's chosen that for years. But it was we buy a little 8-inch round cake, so it doesn't last too long. So that's just about gone now. Let's go over my weigh-ins, right? For the last 3 weeks, I have been weighing in on the scale on Wednesdays, and the first week after I came back from the hospital, I was down 1 pound. And I was surprised then because I thought, I didn't eat like most of the time that I was in the hospital. And so out of like four days, and I thought I would have lost more, but they were pumping an awful lot of IVs and antibiotics and stuff into me. So I figured there was a lot of inflammation going on. I also, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So that was 1 pound. I was down the first week. The second week, I was up 2.3. And so that's what I was going to talk about, was that while I was in the hospital, it triggered a terrible IC flare, which I still have today, 3 weeks later. And so some people can have it 4 months, some people have it longer. The longest I've had it has been 4 months. And I'm hoping that this will go away sometime soon before the holidays. So I have already been treated for the UTI that came with it while I was in the hospital, but it's still here, it's still lingering. So when you have IC, it feels like you have a UTI, but you register as clear, but you have these symptoms, and it's an inflammatory problem. It's an autoimmune problem, and so it triggers a lot of inflammation in your body. So that's where I'm at, and I kind of figured that maybe the 2.3 had something to do with that. Second week up 2.3. Third week is I'm trying to manage the IC with diet and other things. And so now I'm down 0.8. So I still have the symptoms and I'm dealing with that, but I can tell that I'm doing better at managing it. So the weight is starting to come down a bit. So anyway, so I'm struggling with those bits of, weight because of that issue. And also, now that we're going into November, I have noticed there have been times where I've had some things that were not low carb. And it seems very difficult right now to be low carb constantly at every meal because of the special get-togethers and things like that. And tonight, we're going to, we were supposed to go to Thanksgiving, like a party with one of our homeschool groups, which sounds really nice, and I'm supposed to bring a dish. But over the last couple of weeks, all 3 kids have gotten sick, and so they're still struggling with that. They're all on antibiotics. One of them even got bronchitis. Everybody has a sinus infection, not mom and dad. Thank goodness we haven't gotten sick yet. But I'm hoping we don't, because here comes Thanksgiving. We have people coming in. We have family coming in. I don't want to be sick. And then very closely after that, we have more people coming in. And then we take a trip because we want to take the kids to Knott's Merry Farm, where they decorate it for Christmas, not too long after that. So I don't want to have to cancel all that. So anyway, just say a prayer that we stay free of this bug that the kids have, because it's very sticky, and it's a terrible cough that just doesn't leave them alone. So anyway, that's where I've been the last 3 weeks or so. It is just, my hands have been kind of full with stuff, plus the kids all being sick, and trying to school them in between, and it's just been really busy. My husband one day, he said he wanted some chili, right? This is not long ago. And so I said, I can make you some chili. So I made him some chili, and he said, man, I sure wish I had a baguette with this. Well, I love my husband so much, and it's like, if he wants something and I can do it, I'll do it. There was a sandwich shop around the corner, and it is a French sandwich shop. And I said, you know what? We need to see if they have baguettes. I'll run over there and get you either baguette or a sandwich to go with your chili, and we can try it out, because if it's a nice place, and I want to take my sister and her husband there when they come to town. But I went there and it was closed because it was a Sunday, and I'm like, oh shoot, I should have checked that first. So I thought about it for a minute, and I said, there's a nice French bakery probably about 5 to 7 miles away, and they're open. So I went out there and I got him a sandwich from there, made on a real French baguette. And he said, if they do have baguettes, could you grab one and then bring it home? Because I want it, with the chili the rest of the week. And I said, sure, yeah, I'll do that. And I ended up getting a little baguette sandwich that was, I think they called it the Parisian, I'm not sure, but it was brie cheese, which I absolutely love, on a French baguette, and it had the cornichons, the little tiny pickles on it, and what else? Oh my goodness, some sort of a garlic aioli or something like that. But it was absolutely amazing, very simple, but very amazing. Oh, and sliced ham, that's what it was. And it was so good. Now, I went to the bakery side and I said, do you have any baguettes? Because they sell out fairly quick in the morning, and this was late in the afternoon. And they said, no, they're all gone. But they said to ask them about their day-old bread. So I said, well, do you have any day-old bread baguettes? And I'll take that. And he said, yeah, but you have to buy it by the bag. So I said, okay. So he took me around the corner and showed me this big bag. And these baguettes are like, I want to say 2 feet long. And there were about 5 or 6 baguettes in there. And they called it day old bread, which it is, but it's completely fresh. I mean, it's soft and it's like they just baked them. But they're calling them day old, and you get the whole bag for like $5. And I said, well, okay, I'll take the bag, right? I'll take that home. So I took that bag of baguettes home, and everybody has been using that for bread all week. Now that's not low carb, right? And so I have rationed myself to like 1 piece per day, and then the rest of the day I eat low carb. But that one, like a quarter of a baguette is 7 points for me. And so I will use that in a sandwich or in the morning as my toast lately, because we're trying to go through this baguette. What surprised me was the week that I just came off of, birthday celebrations, and I had been having the baguette and having some things out when we're invited to other people's homes. And the low carb offerings really aren't there. I've been having a very minimal amount of the things that were not low carb, but I've been having those things. And I was really worried about the weigh-in. That week I was down 0.8. So I'm thinking I'm all over the place right now. All right. So I'm wondering, where do I go from here during the holidays? Do I just say, just be low carb, mindful, Cat, and mindful of your points and what you're taking in, and then just pick up strict low carb after the holidays? I'm thinking that that's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be maybe, I want to say low carb tethered, because I choose that more, and that does work for my digestion easier. I mean, I don't want sugary stuff, because that honestly, that gives me instant heartburn now. That's just not a good thing. But to try a few things during the holidays that aren't going to be too much. I don't want to be like religious about my low carb during the holidays. And I think that's what I'm looking at now. That being said, so let's see where that takes me. I had updated my WW app, which I had not done for weeks. I'd been using the old, format. And then when it was persistent, it just kept coming up. You want to update? You want to update? Fine. Finally, I said, yes, I will update. Let's see what it is. Let's see what's new. And it popped up. And guys, I'm okay with it. I am still on the WW diabetic plan on WW. And again, not WW, right? Weight Watchers. I have to get used to that now. Okay. I was absolutely beside myself, and I know it's a first world problem, but they took away my 0-point avocados. And that was like, I was so happy with that. That was like, I thought, you know what? I don't care if all this other stuff is high. I have free avocados. And even though I never ate like a whole avocado in a day, I was happy with that, because it didn't. Now a quarter of an avocado cost me 2 points, and I could have used those 2 points on like an ounce of brie or a half an ounce of brie or something. And now it's like I have to spend that on my avocado. So I'm really upset about that. But anyway, that being said, besides that, I know I'll get over it. it's not so bad. I mean, and I'll talk about this another time because I'm running out of time right now, but I don't mind it. I'm going to leave it on the WW Diabetic for now during the holidays because that does kind of keep me tethered to making more mindful choices. So, but I don't know, that might change in the coming year. I have to take my blood work and see what the, what is that? A1C is doing, and you know what that looks like, and hopefully I've moved away from those lower pre-diabetic numbers. So anyway, I think there's a way I could, Dr. KenBerry has a link on one of his videos where you can send off for an HA1C number, a test, and not have to go see the doctor for that. So I think that I'll do that and see where I'm at. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go from now, and I am going to see you in the next video. Bye.